getting you in middle lane there. Got a truck blowed over here on the guardrail.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. There's two of them there. Blowed over on the guardrail, huh? Yeah, at least they did go over the side.
We are about to roll down one of the biggest down passes or hills on the eastern seaboard called Fancy Gap. Let's top my tanks off because they're a little cheaper out here in Virginia than they are in the Carolinas, which don't make any sense, but either way, I'll take it. So, but yeah, I had another breakdown yesterday. Well, it didn't get me broke down. It's thank God for dash gauges. The more dash gauges you have, the better off you are. I was cruising down southbound on 81 and right around Harrisonburg. Yeah, somewhere around there. It's about 100 miles north of Raffine. The light came on. And I was like, what the hell? I looked at my voltage on my batteries and they were still showing about 12 and a half. So I was like, all right. So I unplugged everything that runs off a battery because luckily it was during the daytime. And I unplugged my inverter that charges my iPad and my phone. Unplugged my cooler just to save on my battery. I got on, about froze up. Look at that, look at that. I'm trying to get that window clean for you. It's cold out here, guys. It's cold out here. But I jumped on line real quick, found me a Kenworth dealer right down the road. Luckily, I was 30 miles away. So I made it to the Kenworth dealer. I went in there right before, it was about 4:30. So I was like, cool, I got enough time. I should be able to get this and get rolling. I didn't stop in there with anticipations of them fixing it because usually dealerships are backed up and I want something go. I just want to pick the alternator up, change it out myself. When I got parked last night, because I had about another 70 miles from that dealership to where I was going to start park and sit down. I better go ahead and slow down a little bit. Give me something to drink. But I went in there, and that was an awesome, amazing dealership. I liked it. I liked it. Everybody in there is cool. But got to the parts counter, and the guy kept saying, ugh, that ain't good. He done that, no kidding, 3 times. Ugh, that ain't good. Ooh, wow, that ain't good. And then he's like, dude, I gotta tell you, I'm struck out. Hey, Walmart, get in your lane, or whatever truck and carrier you are. Some people die going down passes like this. Come on, you know. But, y'all hear that, Jay? Oh, yeah. You ready for it? You ready for it? Struck out. He said there's 3 different part numbers that'll fit your engine application, and I don't have any of them. He said, as a matter of fact, they're on back order. And I thought, oh God. About that time, he said, listen, man, there's a Fleet Pride about 2.5 miles down the road. You might want to check with them. If they don't have it, there's a Mack dealership, so-and-so. Here, you might want to go check with them. And he started telling me all the local places to go. He said, here, let me go give you a reference number since we don't have it. He wrote down a reference number to the part number, and he said, call Fleet Pride, and that's you're going to need that number. I said, cool. Anyway, I looked at the clock, or I looked at my maps, and I pulled up the Fleet Pride while he was telling me all this stuff, and it was like 2.3 miles down the road, and it said closing soon. Closes at 5 o'clock. I looked at my time, it's 4:50. I thought, you don't care if I call them right now because they might be closed by the time I get back to my truck. It's a long walk. He said, no, go ahead. So I called Fleet Pride, the guy answered the phone, gave him a part number. He said, yeah, I got one right here. I said, well, I'm down here at Kenworth. I said, will you stay open long enough for me to get there? I said, I'm in a big truck, it might take me a minute. I said, but 5-10 minutes, I should be able to make it. And luckily I got there right before 5, but he said, yeah, I'll wait on you, come on. I walked in, he He had a new alternator sitting on the counter, built out, ready to go. All I had to do was swap my card. Anyway, he took care of me. I got out of there and went another 60 miles down, or maybe 60 miles, down to Rafine. And I was like, I was going to go to the Loves, because there's a Loves right there right before you get Rafine. And I've always had good luck with them being quick to install something. So I was like, screw it. I'm gonna park in Rafine tonight anyway. So I went on down there. My gut just said send it. So I went on down to Rafine. And high wind advisory, guys, they are not lying. Luckily, I got 40,000 in the box. But that wind is crazy up here on Fancy Gap. And all the way through Virginia since I left Rafine. But anyway, I got down to Rafine, parked in front of the shop, walked in there. Told him, I said, dude, I need an alternator put on, and I've got it. He said, you've got the part? And I was like, yeah, I just need it installed. Because I was going to do it myself, but it don't have a pulley on it. And I was like, shit, I got to change out pulleys. I don't have a pulley puller in my truck. So I'm going to pay somebody. I'm not going to mess with it and take the chance of being, stranded. Then I have to call somebody to come out. So I was like, screw it. I go ahead and pay them to put it on. So I got in line. He said, there's two guys ahead of you. He said, it might be an hour, 2 hours. I said, all right, cool, just give me a call. He called me maybe about 2 hours, 15 minutes later. I pulled into the shop. Old buddy right there at the Petro, I didn't get his name. I usually get people's name, but I didn't because I was so excited that he knocked it out in like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And he jam up job. He said, all right, driver, fire it up. I fired it up. That amp meter on the dash, man, it was slung all the way over to close to 100. It's 90, so it's a 90 amp alternator, but it's slammed out. I said, dude, we got power. We have got power. It's alive. It's alive. So went in and paid my bills, $122. So ain't too shabby. I'm sure that's probably their hourly rate. But the alternator was gouged a little bit. I get it. It's fleet pride. They got to mark them up a little bit. See, back home at MAC Kenworth, I'd get that alternator for about $225 to $240. Maybe even cheaper than that with my corporate account. But either way, a little over $200 back home. But with lack of parts across the nation, even though Kenworth has them on back order and they don't even have them in stock, I will take it at $322. So $322, $122, what's that? $444 roughly. Anyway, I take it. It got me back rolling. I didn't lose much downtime, maybe about 30 minutes all in all, because I was there at the shop for 2 hours, but I was shut down, so it didn't hinder me none. So guys, sometimes that's what you got to do.
Down 2.5, getting your middle lane there. Got a truck blowed over here on the guardrail.
I'm going southbound.
Northbound.
Hold on just a minute.
Thank you. There's two of them there. Blowed over on the guardrail, huh? Oh yeah, well, I came down this morning and it happened.
I got a truck blew over.
Strong. You'll see him laying over against the guardrail. Well, at least they did go over the side.
Guys, we just literally drove past that not even a minute ago. But there's a woods in between northbound and southbound, so we didn't see it. Gotta be with you, driver. Gotta be with you. I told you guys when I first started this, the wind is crazy. I guess that guy said 2 trucks over. Anyway, we're at the bottom of Fancy Gap. I rode my Jag all the way down, and they're right there. They're right there, held us. And, ooh, it's cold. It's cold. We need to get that winter back up. But, what was I saying? So, yeah. I don't even know. But, it didn't really hinder me much. And, little price gouging with the parts. Kenworth, I think that's where I was at. Kenworth even had them on back order. Come on, man. But Fleet Pride came through. A little markup on the price. I get it. They got to make money as well. But either way, we are back rolling. The wife told me last night, Mrs. MakeCents, she's like, dang, you're right. When it rains, it pours. And I'm like, damn right it does. You know, I'm good now. I'm good. So the alternator went out on me, got a freshen on it. And guys, if you're out and about, it might be a good idea to swing through and pick you an alternator up, throw it in your side box. And I've been meaning to do that, I just hadn't. got no excuse other than stupidity. I should have already had one because everything's on a shortage, and that alternator has been the same one I've had on since I bought the truck. So anyways, guys, I just want to come through you and talk to you for a moment, coming down Fancy Gap, let you know how it broke down last night on the road. Thank God for dash gauges, and yeah, it saved me, because if I wouldn't have had that gauge, I'd have been rolling down the road, and all of a sudden the truck would have shut off. You know, it's daytime. I didn't have my headlights running. So the last time I had an alternator go bad, I was at night, and my headlights started dimming. So I looked down at my gauge, and there, and lo and behold, voltage getting low. But yeah, thank God for an amp meter on the dash, and I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you in the beginning of the video, before the video starts, show you what I'm talking about. But guys, if you're still hanging around there, I appreciate you. You're awesome. You rock. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I put videos out on a regular, all things trucking. And guys, remember, it ain't how far you go in life, it's how far you go in adding quality and values to others. See you, bye.